On Heaven's Door, brand new album.
Yeah.
First one from you in a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
And I see a lot of this with 90s R&B artists coming back, and R&B was in a really good place when you were at your peak. Like there was a lot of good music, a lot of different styles. You were doing your thing, Mary Jodeci. There was so many different groups, and everybody was dumped. Give us your thoughts on what you see in the landscape now. Somebody who's basically seen it all, seen it at its best, and then seen it come back around now. Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, I think for the main thing about it is that the love is not in the music no more. Like everything is like black music has always been like about what's going on in our lives, the black experience. So when there was slavery, you had the Negro spirituals.
Right.
Then you had the gospel music. Then you had like Ray Charles and James Brown and
Marvin Gaye, when
Motown. Yeah, you had all that stuff, and it was all an expression of where we was as a people and just in the world in general. And like Marvin Gaye made an album like I Want You, which is completely about sex, but he also made What's Going On. And I think that now there's no balance. Like everything is in the club, in the strip club, having sex, popping bottles. And so for me, I just think that the love needs to be back in the music. And we need to talk about more than just that, because there's other things going on in all of our lives. Like, I mean, I like sex just like everybody else, but
3 kids later, I would assume so.
Sure. So, but I mean, there's other things to sing about. There's other things to talk about. So, and that's just my take on that.
You definitely, I can say from experience, you had joints where you spread it around. Like, I got a song that personally, I'm gonna take a couple minutes here. I got a song that personally, sentimental value deeply, because it was playing the first time I ever got to walk into a strip club, and
that's what's up.
It was so turned, and this girl gave me a moment to that song.
That stayed with you?
Oh, God, every time it comes on, I told you once before about that girl. That every time it comes on, takes me right back.
And that's what music should do. It should be the soundtrack of your life. Like, I have songs that I can think back on that, because I'm like big into Motown. I can think of songs when I was a kid.
Give me a second.
It just came back on him.
I needed that for a second. I was drifting. Songs when you were a kid, Motown. I'm with you, bro.
And what happened? Like, you can hear the song, and to this day, you'll feel that same feeling. That's what music should do. That's what it should do for you, whether it be R&B, hip hop, whatever it is. But I mean, I think it's the same thing with hip hop is going on with R&B. We always had in hip hop, there was always party songs, there was popping bottle songs, but there was also Public Enemy and Boogie Down Productions. Tribe Called Quest. So I think that what's happening now is the same thing. Everybody's talking about the same thing. It's all popping bottles and driving this car that I don't have, and it's just a bunch of like. It's just not balanced, and that's where I see it.
So I'll ask you the same thing I ask rappers when this topic comes up. How do you fix it? And not you specifically, because I feel if you're through Heaven's Door, this new project, you're doing your part. I imagine that it's going to be diverse and going to speak to the diversity that you want to see back in music. So you're being, to quote Gandhi and every other hashtag, you're being the change that you want to see in the world. But how do as a people, is it possible to go back? Do we have to grow in a different direction forward? Like, how do you see that we fix it and get the balance back?
It's just a question of doing it. I mean, there's artists out, and like you said, there's other artists that are coming back out now. You got myself putting out an album this month. Jodeci's putting out an album the same day. You got Raheem Devon. There's artists that can do it. You know what I mean? And it just has to be something that's done consistently. Like, you can't put out the music and have it be diverse, and then when it doesn't do what you want it to do commercially, like you think it should go, then you do, okay, well, I quit, I'm going to do this, because that's the definition of selling out.
And then switch over to what's...
Yeah, that's the definition of selling out. If you want to change who you are and what you stand for the sake of making some money, then...
Well, a devil's advocate would say that the music is reflecting what's going on with black people today, and like the fact that maybe this is what we represent a lot of times. Turning up, bottle popping, wanting more, wanting big things, shiny things, wanting to do more, and et cetera, et cetera.
But we represent a whole lot more than that too. The president is black at the same time.
True.
So, I mean, there's always the yin and the yang. You know what I mean? You're right. We always have been aspirational. That's true, but we was aspirational when Public Enemy was out too. They just wasn't aspiring to pop bottles, but they were aspirational. KRS-One was aspirational. Like there's other stuff that you can aspire to, and then a lot of that too is which came first, the chicken or the egg. But somebody got to change it, because I hear everybody saying they're tired of it. Somebody got to do something about it. You just can't keep being tired of it.